Attention listeners! On October 29th at 5 p.m. Pacific, join WizBiz with Alex and Eric for a thrilling Halloween live stream on Twitch. We will be discussing Fiona and Cake and divining using a Ouija board and pendulum. It will be spooky fun! Don't miss out on the Halloween live stream extravaganza. Subscribe to our Twitch channel to stay updated and be part of the spine-tingling action. Visit twitch.tv/WizBizPodcast and hit that subscribe button. Be prepared for a Halloween experience like no other. We will see you there.
Time to get real! I want to see some crazy whiz-biz!
What's the magic made out of, ding-dong?
I want to see some of that whiz-biz.
This castle is in unacceptable condition! Unacceptable! Mathematical! Bacon pancakes!
Ladies and gentlemen and children of all ages, please welcome to The Whiz-Biz with Alex and Eric. I am Alex, and that guy over there is...
Eric.
Yeah, I got that from The Whiz-Biz with Alex and Eric.
Yeah, well, what else would I... it's not like you're going to have a surprise guest host.
Well, you could be like Archduke of Nuts, Eric L. Arneson.
Yes, I am the Archduke Eric of Lemongrab.
Perfect. Let's get this clear for once and for all.
Okay,
and I'm tired
okay.
of you dodging this question.
All right.
You coward. What is your middle name?
My middle name?
Yeah.
Well, it starts with an L.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
That much I got.
All right, that's cool.
Well, what is it?
I'm not going to tell you on the podcast.
Oh, really? Are you? Okay.
Yeah. I feel like there is a thing where...
It's Louis, isn't it?
when we... I wish.
Yeah.
Way back when I first started podcasting, one of the things you said to me is like, oh, you're going to be surprised by the things that you share on your podcast eventually.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to share my middle name.
Oh, okay. Yep. Fair enough.
I've drawn a line in the pod sand.
You have no idea how much I respect this. I love this. I love it arbitrary. No, fuck you. I'm going to have one piece of myself to myself. Love it. Salute.
Well, thanks.
Eric's middle name is Lioncourt.
Languedoc.
Yeah.
Languedoc.
It's like, in England where they say St. James, they say it's like St. John.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Actually, maybe my middle name is Lupuluminati.
Yes, Eric is drinking a very interesting beverage over there.
Yeah, I've only really had one sip of it because it really shocked me when I tasted it, but it's Trapdoor Brewing's Lupuluminati. It's got a beautiful can with this sort of like dark red, hold on. It's got this like dark red background with this text that says Unuiti e pluribus. What does that mean? Unuiti. I don't know what Unuiti is.
N-U-I-T?
Unuiti. Oh no, it says unum e pluribus. It just has a bad font.
Oh, it's just it's a pluribus unum. Just yeah, got it.
Anyhow, and then it's got this big silver like Illuminati eye thing. And it's called an awakened IPA. And let me tell you, this thing is like getting punched in the face by a Hoposaurus Rex.
It did wake you up, yeah. Welcome to Eric's woke agenda.
My God, that is a hoppy beer. It's good though. I like it. It's a little more intense, but than I was expecting or wanting.
Yes. I was a big beer guy when I moved to Oregon. That was like one of the reasons for moving here was how the beer culture.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's one of the reasons I was born here.
I was you were born in like the sticks. That barely counts.
Yeah, but there's beer in the sticks.
Yeah, but shitty beer. But I was like hop obsessed. It was when the more hoppy the better was like the verbiage for every single beer. And I got to the point where I had like one beer that was like 99% hops. It was fucking gross. And I was like convinced myself that it was good. And like it was like my breaking point. And then I just got back to like, I think I just like regular ass beers. Like I don't even drink IPA anymore. Like, I mean, they're fine, but it's just like
luckily the era of the IPA hop bomb is mostly over. Like beers like this are actually fairly rare nowadays. And IPAs are way way more balanced and way more beautiful and elegant now than they were back then. But when I mentioned the name of this beer to you earlier, like, what does it have something to do with wolves? Which made me want to tell a story about wolves, which...
Oh, yeah, because the word is lupa something, right?
Lupa Illuminati. And
Yeah.
there is a tie to wolves, but you know what? I'm going to save that story for when we talk about wolves later.
Yes, we are going to talk about wolves later.
Yeah, and then I'll tell the story.
Yes.
So, listener, you should be ready. You should be ready for a story about wolves. But also, wolves. There'll be wolves.
Put on your like wolf cap and go into the woods. And howl
In
at the
fact, post pictures of yourself listening to our podcast in your wolf furry.
Have a Lupercalia.
Yes, Lupercalia.
Yeah.
I mean, we're a few months too late.
I always forget when that is.
It's right around. It's February 15th.
Oh, is it that far back? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm bad with everything.
Well,
My brain doesn't work.
Sometimes my brain works too much.
Yeah, that's true. I was thinking that about you the other day.
It's a problem.
Yeah. You know what you should have your brain do though is work like accurately and better.
No, you're not the boss of me.
I am.
Damn it.
Yes.
Yes. Anyhow, later on, there will be a story about wolves.
Wolf talk.
And Alex is not my boss.
Am I your my name is first in the title.
Yeah, but that's just alphabetical.
Only if you start with A.
That's alphabetical.
Only if you start with A.
But that's alphabetical.
You're saying the letter Z is the letter Z in the alphabet?
Yeah, but it's at the end.
Yeah, exactly. So alphabetical order could be ZY.
That's reverse alphabetical order.
It's still alphabetical order.
Your brain really doesn't work very well.
My brain works great. You're the one.
I can't wait till we get to the shiny rocks because I think I've got some shiny rocks that are all about you.
Because here's the thing: is you're the one with your whole arrow of time bullshit. I've gone beyond that. I've transcended time and direction.
Look, the arrow of time has nothing to do with alphabetical order.
Well,
That has to do with chronological order.
And chrono is
time.
Exactly. Oh, look who's right, ladies and gentlemen.
How does that
the
work?
aim? I don't know. So I didn't.
That was gaslighting.
I was going to say it's just a stupid bit I was doing.
It was.
So the first episode is
Too Young.
Too Young. I didn't write down the title.
Season 3, Episode 5. Too Young.
Too Young.
And the title card. I was trying to pay attention to the title cards this time. The title card promises us romance, like Finn and Baby Peebs. Yeah, so I guess, for those of you who are just stepping into the show, last episode, when they reconstituted Princess Bubblegum, they didn't have enough bubblegum, so she is younger now. She's only 13 years old.
Same age as
18.
Finn.
Yeah. So there is a little bit of romance going on in this episode.
Which I've railed against on this show for a while.
Yeah.
How gross it is that older people keep lusting after Finn. Finally, it's just two 13-year-olds. I get it that she's actually kind of an immortal being embodied, but I don't care. It's finally a healthy relationship.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that we learn about Princess Bubblegum is that her age, or her mental age, her emotional age, is actually dependent on her mass.
Yes.
And not her age, her physical age.
I mean, I feel like that's also true of me. Because I certainly haven't lost the mass as the years have gone on.
Do you think you've become more mature as you've gotten larger?
I mean, technically, yeah.
And when you lose weight, do you get immature?
I don't have a sample set to figure that out. I have no idea. I mean, I can go grab a kitchen knife and we can do some experimentation. Eric just takes off one of my love handles and all of a sudden, goo goo gaga.
Look at the big fuss you're making now. You're just bleeding all over the floor and wailing like a little baby. Yeah, I really, really like this episode, and I really hate this episode because, it's going along. It's an important part of the Finn Princess Bubblegum weird romance story arc. But then one of my least favorite characters shows up.
All right, so I knew this was going to come up, and I need to put some clarity here.
Okay.
I don't like Lumpy Space Princess, and she's in the next episode.
Yeah.
You don't like Lemongrab, and he's in this episode.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I think I really like Lemongrab now.
Why?
I don't know, the nonsense screaming really pleased me this time. There was something, I like how, 12 years dungeon, 7 years, no trials. Like
This-
just nonsense. It's so great. Like it's so silly.
Your opinion on Lemon Grab is in an unacceptable condition.
I do. I also just screaming the word unacceptable is funny.
Unacceptable!
Which, by the way, this comes up a lot more on my other show, John and Alex Hate Stuff, available everywhere. But the voice of Lemon Grab is a fucking monster. We just be clear. Since I'm complimenting him, I'm not complimenting Justin Roiland.
I don't know the story of him being a monster, so I look forward to.
I'm not going to go into it. It's gross.
Okay.
He's like a sex bad guy.
Oh, gross.
Yeah. But his performance is really great, and it sucks because he's like a bad person. But I'm just trying to be like a happy guy that like focuses on the positive, not the Because I mean,
really sucks.
it does. Because I think Lemon Grab is really funny, and I think his performance is delightful. But yeah, apparently he's a. I don't know if he got like convicted, but like yeah, there's some bad stuff. He got fired from Rick and Morty and Solar Opposites for it. Yeah, he's the voice of Rick and Morty, and they replaced him.
He's one of the creators of Rick.
He's the creator. Him and Dan Harmon. Yeah. So so everybody at home, if you're aware of Mr. Roiland's awfulness, I'm not complimenting him at all. I'm very much separating. I like the character Lemon Grab. Let's pretend that he got revoiced by somebody with an identical voice. But unfortunately, there's also a lot of improv going on here, and that's very much Roiland. Like, I'm pretty sure all that dungeon stuff is just him riffing at the mic.
Yeah. I mean, Lemon Grab is an incredibly entertaining character, and he's an important character. You know, in Lemon Grab and the various lemon creatures show up over and over and over.
Yeah, what's
again.
the other one? Lemon Hope? Is that one?
But there's also like multiple lemon grabs.
Yeah, he's got like a clone of himself.
Yeah,
later.
In fact, multiple. He makes lemon people.
Yeah, that's true.
And there's like a lemon camel and a whole lemon kingdom. Not a kingdom, a duchy.
So the episode opens with Finn and Jake. It's PB and Finn hanging out. Finn gets a phone call from Jake asking how the date's going, and we're not going to take this anywhere weird because I do it too often with the show, but. Jake asks him, "Have you sealed the deal, bro?"
He means a kiss.
Okay.
He just means a kiss.
Because that's a gross fucking.
Only means a kiss.
No, I believe you to
sealed with a kiss.
I believe you to be right.
Swack.
But seal the deal has a kind of. That's
not when you're kids.
Yeah,
Come on, 13 years old.
This is written by adults.
Yeah, but
and Jake's an adult.
See, I didn't think that at all. This is just your brain going to bad places. It's not. I did not get that impression at all. I didn't think that he was asking if they'd done the horizontal boogie.
I'm not.
They'd made the beast with two backs, one of which is made out of bubble gum.
Yes, I'm not saying. I'm not intimating that they're saying that, but I'm saying a show written by adults. Maybe the phraseology is a little inaccurate.
You mean phrasing? Did you want to say phrasing?
No, I want to say phraseology.
I watched a bunch of Archer recently, and I think you can say phrasing if you want to.
No, I know, but I want to say phraseology because that's
a horrible word. I bet you that's not even what it is. It's probably just phraseology. Why are you sticking that extra E in there?
Because one, because it's a comedy show and I'm saying funny things. And two, if I said phrasing, I'd be what they call a thief from the other comedy show. See, phrasing was another comedy writer wrote it. Me being a comedy writer, which I'm not.
So in my...
No, I don't know. I like saying phraseology. There's another word I say that too that I like. I just like going... I say year-iversary.
Year-iversary.
Yeah. I know it's not that. I know that's not the thing. It's just more fun.
So my notes literally say, the title card promises romance. And then next, BMO gives Jake lip because there's the cute little scene with BMO. And then, oh fuck, Lemon Grab.
Yeah,
because I'd forgotten he was in this.
So Jake asks Finn, "How's it going?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's going good so far." And he reports back to BMO, "Hey, it's going good so far." And BMO rips it with, "Unlike a game, boy." I like a BMO ripping into people.
Me
God
too.
Bless him.
I just love that BMO is getting more and more screen time and more action now. And I mean, you know.
This show is marching quickly towards the show I like.
Yeah, we're getting really close. In fact, I was sort of looking ahead and looking at some of the episodes we're going to be doing next, and a bunch of the samples that I took to make our intro song came from season 3.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, this castle's in an unacceptable condition came from this episode, for instance.
Yeah. It's bacon pancakes this season?
I don't know, but when that song, when we have that episode, I will totally record a cover of that song.
Okay. So PB has invented instant bath serum, and Finn wants to try it because he doesn't shower, which
He doesn't bathe.
gross.
Yeah. But, they've got a pond. He swims in the pond.
Yeah, that's still, he's got to be, that's like teenager funk.
Yeah, but I mean, nobody's invented deodorant in the future. I bet you they don't even have deodorant. Does he have to go to Deodorant Kingdom?
No,
I mean,
but
who even makes soap?
I mean, I think you just take the fat of animals and render it down. Isn't that how you make
All the
soap?
animals are made out of friggin' candy and stuff.
No, there's real
sentient.
animals. There's horses and shit.
Okay, but all right.
I bet you if there's a meat man, as we discussed last episode, there's got to be a soap man.
There is a meat man. Should we talk about something that Peppermint Butler reveals?
Wait. Let me just finish the shower thing. 13-year-olds, they can knock you off a horse with how bad they smell. Like, they were gross. But the bath serum is so spice. It is very spicy. And that sets up some things happening later in the episode. Mm-hmm. But yes, what is the Peppermint Butler thing?
So there's a scene later on where Peppermint Butler is bringing Lemon Grab his meal, and Lemon Grab is like, "Where does food even come from?" And Peppermint Butler says before he's interrupted that food comes from Mars.
Oh, does he say that?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that.
He says food comes from Mars, and then before he can say anything else, Lemon Grab interrupts him.
Interesting.
And I'm like, hold on a second. How does that work?
Food comes from Mars. Yeah, I don't know, because he's eating like mashed carrots, and I feel like we've seen agriculture in Ooh.
We've seen apples growing on trees.
Well,
We've seen little baby farmers. We see farmers in the next episode, for instance.
Yeah, and I think the Vikings had like fields, didn't they, in that episode where they're like hitting each other?
We do see farmers every once in a while, but they don't seem to be producing a lot. There's no like big ag.
I think what's happening is kind of like the land of Hyrule in The Legend of Zelda, where there's like two guys with like a couple of like fortified pumpkins growing in their backyard. They're like, yeah, whatever, there, food. You figured it out. We just assume there's more of that.
Yeah. Okay, so they,
Yeah, we also
hijinks ensue.
Yes, we learned that Lemon Grab somehow is second in line to the throne.
Yeah,
and
not only that, but Princess Bubblegum says Lemon Grab was her first experiment gone wrong, which we now know isn't true.
I think we know that before this episode, right?
We don't know about Gumbald and...
Oh, did that not happen yet?
No, that's not until... Okay. That doesn't even come up until the last...
Really?
Yeah, they don't even mention those guys until...
The problem is I've been watching later episodes on my other HBO Max account, and I think I've conflated when things happen.
Yeah. Gumbald doesn't show up until really, really late.
Okay. Maybe that was... well, she said first failed experiment. Maybe they were a successful experiment that, just turned, morally evil.
That could be.
And he was like just a failed experiment because he came out screaming constantly. He's like a David Lynchian monster.
He's basically the Eraserhead of Candle.
Yeah, just like people. Oh, how great would it be? Somebody at home that's like into editing. Can you edit a scene from Eraserhead, but the baby just goes unacceptable? That'd be great.
Please.
Yeah. So the Lemon Grab goes around because PB is now under 18. She can no longer rule, which I don't know if he's familiar with any time like dynasties are involved with rulership.
But Princess Bubblegum confirms that he's right.
Yeah, I know, but
that's how it works.
But
it's an obscure rule.
It's stupid. She started the kingdom.
Maybe she was afraid that she would get too much mass taken away at some point, and she would be incompetentamentis. What do they say?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I just the dumb rule, but he just goes around and starts throwing people in dungeon. Yeah. 3-hour dungeon.
3-hour dungeon.
3-hour dungeon. 7-year dungeon. And then, no trials.
And then eventually, after Peebs and Finn pull an amazing Rube Goldberg prank on him. No, even after that, when they do the spicy stuff.
It's so spice.
So 12-year dungeon. A million-year dungeon.
Yeah, million-year dungeon.
Million-year dungeon. So things turn from annoying to pretty serious.
Well, there's another prank where they dress up as ghosts and then just punch him, which I love the idiocy of that.
His reaction is like he at first cries and he's like, good one, it's a good joke.
Yeah, and then that million years dungeon.
Yeah, but the million years isn't until he catches them in the act with the so spice.
Yes, he spice bombs them
Yeah.
so hard that his butt is going to fall out.
Yeah.
Which wonderful line. And then he sucks on Peppermint Butler
I really love
to calm
that.
his spicy mouth.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, it might
Hold
be
on.
effective, but
Hold on.
gross.
Hold on. We have to, that also addresses a thing that we talked about in a recent episode where we were trying to figure out if we ever see candy people eating candy.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, he's sucking on candy.
Yeah, but he totally you can't suck on a piece of peppermint without eating a little bit.
Yeah, it's like sucking on a chili dog outside the Tasty Freeze.
No,
You're technically
chili
eating
dog,
it.
Yeah, but I mean, peppermint.
I like referencing
literally...
that. I just like referencing that song as much as possible because it's the worst lyric in the history of songs.
But I mean, peppermint is literally meant to be sucked on. You suck on peppermints.
I'm like a chewing kind of guy.
Well,
I like chomping into peppermint.
Yeah, but you're a prevert.
I am. The only exception to that is peppermint candy canes. Is I like sucking the long end into like a dagger point first.
Oh, so you can use that on your enemies.
Yes, yeah, and then I chew the rest after I've killed my enemies, and I break off the bloody part first.
That's a good point.
And sometimes it's hard because you can't
got
tell.
little tiny enemies, don't you?
No, you just go for the eye.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
I'm not trying to kill them. I just want to blind them.
Oh, okay. This is sort of a King Lear sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blind them with science.
Okay.
The science of peppermint.
Okay, Goner.
You're stop saying smart things.
Finn, this is Dirt Balls. I love baby Princess Bubblegum has so many amazing things. This is all plop dumps and waggle zags.
Yes. Her being 13, she just starts being good. It's like, it's all zoom, zoom, bloopy bop. But being 18 is like poopy bottom fuck rods.
Plop dumps and waggle zags.
Yeah. Which is fun.
Yeah.
And I like the resolution of this. It's like, look, man, I like being 13 with you. This is great. But I gotta,
gotta save the kingdom.
I gotta scoot. I gotta save the kingdom, and it's quite sad.
It is.
Her giving up her youth.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. Princess Bubblegum is a little bit of a sociopath, and is probably doesn't understand the amount of heartache that she causes Finn. Not yet. So I don't know that it's as much of a sacrifice for her, but for Finn to help with the plan is extremely noble and heroic.
Well, she also seemed pretty bummed that she had to give this up. She
did,
seemed to be really enjoying being 13.
Yeah, but I mean, was she ever really going to have real feelings for Finn? I doubt it.
I think she had real feelings for Finn.
Really?
It just, they went away when she became 18 again.
Like so fast. Like,
well, what's 5 years ago?
You got to let this go.
Yeah.
But I mean, so and then there's this bizarre sequence.
This is beautiful.
Where Princess Bubblegum's like, I just need a bunch of candy mass, and all of the candy people who are locked in jail with them rip pieces off of themselves. Yes. Finn licks them all and sticks them all to her body.
So think about this. Going back to the David Lynchian thing. Think about this from an outside perspective. Yeah, it's Cronenberg. Yeah, it just chunks. Like, I will rip chunks of my flesh out and have the human lick it, and so she gets.
God.
And then the only
gross.
way for the candy to reabsorb into herself is that she needs a love
catalyst. A whopping love hug.
Yes, and they love hug, and smoocheroo happens.
And there's finally a kiss.
Wow.
Peebee and Finn share a tender kiss, but then once Princess Bubblegum absorbs all the candy mass and is back to her full size, Finn's hugging her like a little boy hugging a mom.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, fuck.
It's sad. And then she doesn't care anymore. Hey, it was like 5 years ago.
She totally just brushes him off in a way that just shows she has no understanding of Finn's emotions.
She has no understanding of anyone's emotions, though, because we've learned that she was kind of a see you next Tuesday to Marceline as well.
Yeah. But I think she learns. And I think
absolutely.
We're coming, this season is one where Princess Bubblegum goes through an emotional learning curve similar to Marceline's in season.
Agreed.
Right? So in season 2, Marceline kind of learned how to have human emotion. And in this season, I think we see Princess Bubblegum learn how to have human emotions.
The start of it, at least.
For the first time. Yeah.
Yeah, we're moving towards there. And then, of course, lovely thing of this is how the actual plot of the episode is resolved. She screams out the window, "Yo, Earl! You're fired," or you're fired, you butt. Because that your butt is it's like a little reference to what came earlier. That she still has a bit of that 13-year-old PB self in her.
Oh, except for the feelings.
You know, it's interesting though. Her being 18 is weird because
Yeah.
she strikes me as like a 27-year-old.
Yeah,
Right?
I'd say
Like-
because she seems like the sort of person who probably has a PhD and thinks that she's the smartest person in the world.
Yeah, like hasn't been in the world long enough to know that like it doesn't matter how smart you are, you're still dumber than somebody. Like
Yeah.
she doesn't have the kind of world thing. So she doesn't strike me as 18 at all. Like she's got a late 20s vibe. The same as Marceline. Like Marceline's got like she's
Marceline is definitely not an 18-year-old.
Yeah,
Marceline.
I feel like Marceline's looking at 30.
Yeah. I mean, she's 900.
Oh yeah, but I mean like mentally and physically.
yeah.
She's got like I'm looking at because she's still in bands, but like she's not really into it. She just does it for herself and writes her own songs. You know?
Yeah.
Like she's got a so it's interesting that that 18 is the number.
Yeah. It is interesting, and it never changes. I mean,
It could though. Well, there is that later, much later episode, final season, I think, where there's like she becomes like the high form representation of Candy and becomes like a gelatinous ooze that's the size of a castle.
Oh,
so
yeah.
presumably she's like hundreds of years old at that point.
oh my God, right? Yes, it's during the
I forget what it's called.
it's when the
Elementals or something like that.
Elementals,
Yeah.
Elements.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, I love that.
That's a fun sequence.
Yeah.
Because you also get Simon and Betty kind of
Simon and
together.
Betty together
Well,
and-
Ice King and Betty together.
Ice King
yeah,
and
yeah.
Betty together and insane.
Yeah,
Together.
which is a beautiful
Yeah, there's
thing.
some weird stuff in there. I mean, and also, yeah, and that's sort of also the culmination of the Lumpy Space Princess story arc.
yeah. I really
So hold on, there's one last thing.
No,
in this
please.
episode that I thought was really nice. So Jake's just been at home playing BMO the whole time, and he talks to Finn at the end and gives him this sort of like long metaphorical story advice about how to win Princess Bubblegum's heart, which ends with this thing where you go up the wizard steps and give her a kiss. And at the last, there's a scene where Finn's just sitting at the bottom, at the bottom of the castle. Princess Bubblegum is way, way up at the top of the tower. I think that's when she's yelling at Lemongrab. And he just kind of looks up at her and he says, gotta go up the wizard steps. And I'm just sort of like, oh man, that a bad boy.
Yeah, it's that wistful thing of like, I remember being 13 and in love. Like, there's,
Yeah.
and especially somebody that's completely, unreachable. She's 18, which one, done. Two, completely out of your league because she's a smoke show. She's a ruler of a kingdom, and you're some smelly kid that lives with a dog in a treehouse.
She's like smarter than.
Oh yeah, and she's smarter than everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I'm sorry that I just called Princess Bubblegum a smoke show, but like I think canonically she's very attractive in the world.
Yeah,
Seems
she's
like
basically the Barbie of Adventure Time.
Like Ricardio falls in love with her.
Everybody
I
falls in
think
love
the King
with
of Ooh had a little thing for her. Ice King had for her. Yeah,
Ice King is like so in love with Princess Bubblegum. Marceline falls in love with her. Marceline, the untouchable Marceline.
Well, I think Marceline has fallen in love with her multiple times.
Oh yeah,
which is nice. Hey, spoiler alert, people at home.
Yeah, Bubbling.
Bubbling, yes. The we will always retweet Bubbling.
Hashtag Bubbling.
Yes, I did it. Which, by the way, people at home, Eric primarily runs the WizBiz Twitter account, WizBiz X account.
Ugh. No, I'm not calling it X.
No, I'm not either. But I do very much enjoy because I'm not much of a Twitter person these days. But when I'm on my feed and I see you from our account retweeting and like we'll always retweet Bubbling, I'm like, yeah, this feels good. I like seeing this. Like this feels like this is how we should use our account. It's just retweeting fanfic of
There's so much awesome art.
It's great.
There's so much great art that fans are making.
I don't know. Do I always sound sarcastic? Because I really want to make it clear that there was 0% sarcasm there.
No, that didn't sound
Okay,
sarcastic.
Good, yeah.
That sounded
Sometimes-
like genuine appreciation. I just never heard it before.
I think that's why I worry. It's like I don't know how to pronounce this. I don't know. Genuine.
Okay, there's only one piece of trivia. All the other trivia that that I had, we've already shared. And this is sort of a weird one. On the Adventure Time fan wiki, it said that this technically counts as the end of the first 3-part story arc.
Yeah, because it's the Lich comes back, the Lich poisons PB, and then PB comes back as a child.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's the first time we've ever had 3 episodes strung together like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's gonna get bigger than that.
Oh, absolutely.
We get so much bigger arcs. Okay, now we have to circle around and talk about Twitter, because Twitter's been getting more and more disgusting, over the last 9, 10, however long it's been since the elongated muskrat bought it.
Mm-hmm.
And just this morning, I got my first Twitter notification on my phone where it said that it was X and it had the little stupid X.
I just got that
attached to it.
too. Yeah.
And it made me want to hurl my phone.
It's
I think I'm going to uninstall Twitter from my phone. I'm only going to use it from the computer.
so here's the thing about Twitter is I've developed, like, when the Alex Cast was popular, I used Twitter a lot.
Yeah.
And I made really good friends there. And like, I have such warm memories of that place.
Me too.
And it's really hard for me to give it up. But like, on that note, I'm Alex Bolin on Blue Sky Social, which is the one that I've been focusing on. I like it. It reminds me of early Twitter. But man, I'm like, now that Twitter, it was like funny when Musk took over, like, Twitter's going to die or whatever. But I think everybody in the back of their head thought, it's going to crash once. He's going to pull his head out of his ass or get somebody else to run it. But like, now it seems like it's
doubling down.
It's like literally, it's not over, but it's like over. And I'm genuinely sad.
Yeah.
And just seeing the X logo on my phone is just,
it just pissed
and
me
it's
off.
a really bad icon.
It's
like
a stupid idea. It's a stupid name.
It looks exactly like the Xfinity X, which is our cable company in this area.
It looks exactly like it's a normal X from a friggin' font. Like,
Yeah.
it's not a special X at all. It's so it's just, but it just pisses me off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've experimented. With Arnimancy, I used to have all this automation that would use Twitter constantly to do stuff on Arnimancy. So I was always, reposting articles, reposting stuff. I used Buffer on Arnimancy a lot to just sort of really take advantage of it. And I used to get so much traffic from Twitter. Like, people would click on stuff, people would interact. Like, it was fun. Like, I had a lot of fun on Twitter.
Yeah.
But a lot of the people that I used to talk to are just gone off of there. And so I haven't posted anything to the Arnimancy Twitter in like a week or two, and nobody's noticed, nobody's said anything.
Yeah.
My website traffic has not changed, and I'm kind of like, I don't need Twitter.
It sucks, man.
It sucks, but I just don't have anything to...
Yeah, I want Twitter to be the way it was. And that's why I have my money on Blue Sky. Like, it feels like, one, it's the guy that invented Twitter, so
yeah,
that's helpful. But it just feels like early Twitter. Everybody there is like, there's a lot of protecting the place in the tweets, or in they call them skeets, which is disgusting.
Gross.
Everybody makes the joke, but, which I felt bad because I made the joke, and then like 2 days later, I realized like everybody makes that joke when they first join. I'm like, ugh, I hate being the guy that makes the joke that everybody else does. But, everybody seems to be like really careful about who they invite. And like, there's this whole, like, anytime a shithead shows up, there's like there's threads of like, oh, here's people you need to block. Like, it seems to be like a really positive, foundation for something. And I hope it turns into just the way Twitter was in 2010.
Yeah.
2010, 2012 was my favorite Twitter time.
Well, you sent me an invite at Blue Sky, but I haven't joined it yet. Maybe I'll use that and make a WizBiz.
If that doesn't work, tell me, because I gave somebody else an invite, and I don't know if I used the same one for you.
Okay.
I have multiple. I forget if I copy pasted the same code when I gave it to Martin.
It's nice that, as much as I enjoy doing the WizBiz Twitter stuff, we've never managed to gain followers. Like, we set up that WizBiz Twitter account right when Twitter, like right before Twitter started disintegrating. So
yeah, the timing was awful.
The timing was awful. So we might have to find a different social media place to
let's do Blue Sky.
So,
yeah,
all right, we'll try out Blue Sky.
And Blue Sky right now is just there's no animated GIFs, there's no nothing. It's just like you can post pictures and text, which I'm a fan of.
Okay.
And there's all sorts of thread things that you can do, and it is great. So everybody join Blue Sky Social and find me.
I'm way more in favor of something like Mastodon, which is not owned by a single company and is federated and stuff like that. But I know that it's technologically intimidating to some people.
That is why I shied away. Not that I found it technologically intimidating. I saw that hurdle as being something it's not going to grow to a point that it's going to be the thing.
It's grown pretty well, but what I've noticed is that it is best for computer nerd shit.
Yeah.
Like, I've been having a really amazing time on there doing computer nerd stuff.
Absolutely. And I like the infrastructure of Mastodon. It's just what I'm looking for is Twitter from a decade ago, and Mastodon's not going to be that. And Blue Sky's the one that it's the first one that makes me feel like it's gonna just be Twitter again, and that's all I want. Like, I'm not like, this isn't like some pipe dream. I literally, I said before Blue Sky was even a thing, I said what I want is for Jack Dorsey to start like, I think I said Twitter with a U, and just literally copy paste the code from 2011, and that's it. I just want Twitter. I just want my Twitter. That's it. So there's my hope. Let's do a segment that isn't depressing about how the social bonds of our society are collapsing.
Hey, Alex.
Hey, you guys.
Hey, do you have any shiny rocks today?
Boy,
Because I
do
have
I.
some shiny rocks, so I'd like to hear some of yours, and then you can hear some of mine.
That sounds like a plan.
Okay.
I don't remember if I said this on the show before, but
what?
okay. So here's the thing: is you're going to know what this is.
Okay.
Don't tell them.
Okay.
But tell me if I said it on the show before.
Okay.
Have we done Coomer spec? Because it's a favorite word of mine, but I don't remember. Well, anyway, if we haven't done it on the show before, it's a German word that literally translates to grief bacon.
Yeah.
And it refers to the weight you gain when you're just kind of emotionally overeating. Is Kummerspeck.
Kummerspeck.
Yeah. And speck is their word for bacon. I don't know what Kummer is.
I think it's grief, probably. Or sadness or something. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. Anyhow.
Oh, I just said it. Yeah, it's grief bacon.
Speck.
Oh, I'm dumb.
I know.
Yeah, you should know.
I mean, you're no Princess Bubblegum.
Yeah. I literally just said the same. Whatever. It's well established that my brain is disintegrating. By the way, audience at home. Oh, no, that's not on the desk right now. If you saw the number of prescription bottles that I have, the fact that I'm this coherent is frankly shocking.
Oh, I do see that you got the good allergy medicine, though.
Yes.
Yeah, that stuff is amazing.
That's the Snortable.
Yeah, I love that stuff. I ran out over the weekend and promptly lost the ability to
Oh, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Okay, I do have a few more, but would you like to go first?
Yes, I have some really good ones.
Please.
First, Fug.
God damn it, I know.
F-U-G.
Yeah, I know.
Fug.
I don't remember.
It's not like forget about it.
No, I know.
It's not like Fug You.
There's a band called the Thugs, which were put together that none of them knew how to play their instruments, and they just became a band. But this is back in like, I don't know, the 70s or the 80s where that was super like new. And they actually like got popular and eventually did well. So I used to know what Fug means. I don't anymore.
It means a heavy, stale atmosphere.
Okay. All right.
So like, if you didn't have your humidifier running.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a basement, this room would have a hell of a fug.
Yeah, Fug. Yeah.
Okay. I have two words that are kind of related. One of them is, I think you're going to know this one. Harridan.
How do you spell it?
Harridan. Harridan.
Harridan. No.
And then the other word that is closely related to it is termagant.
That word sounds familiar. Oh, fuck. Wait. That one's in my head. The problem with a lot of the words, like when you bring them in, when you bring them in is...
I see. It's my fault.
No. What I mean to say, I was trying to say this, that it's not your fault, is like there was some word that I didn't recognize when you said it on the show. And then I looked at it written down. I'm like, oh, I 100% know that word. It's just like I need to look at it in a font.
Problem. I have had that problem too. Like last episode of the episode before you had Calipigian.
Yeah.
And I totally know that word.
Yeah, right. It's just weird to
It's just one of those. It's a beautiful. It's an amazing word. And when I come across it in fiction, I'm always like, oh, I know that word. But
it's just no. So I can't come up with either. And the second one sounds very familiar to me.
Okay.
Actually, the first one does too.
Harridan and termagant both refer to a quarrelsome, scolding woman.
Yeah. Termagant, that's that's very familiar to me. I think I actually used to know the root of that too.
Maybe.
But yes, I like it very much.
Okay, your turn.
Okay. So this is something that I've loved for a long time, ever since I read, I think it's a poem by Blake, in which he uses the word ban to mean like a wedding ban, which means you're allowed to get married.
Yeah.
And then there's a ban on weddings, which means you're not allowed to get married.
Yeah.
And he used it. So they're auto antonyms.
Yes.
So I have a list of auto antonyms.
I love auto antonyms. Can I say my favorite one?
Oh, please.
Cleave.
Cleave together and cleave apart. Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
yes.
So
I love that
cleaved
one.
by a knife or whatever. Yeah. So oversight.
Oh, right. Oh my God. Oversight.
Right?
Yeah.
It's
that's a great one.
there was an oversight. I accidentally left something out, but then you're going
An
to run
oversight
oversight on it.
committee.
Yeah. Sanction.
Sanction.
Yeah. You can sanction something or put a sanction against something.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Peruse.
How is peruse?
Well, because it can mean consider with attention and in detail, or to look over in a casual or cursory manner.
Oh, I don't know if I've ever heard it used in a way where you peruse. I've always heard peruse used in a casual manner. That's cool.
But the original definition is really in depth, and I think people just started using it wrong, and now they both mean
Okay.
a table. Well, we can table the discussion Or
Bring it to the table.
we can bring it to the table. Yeah. I love these. They're so fun. Fast.
You can go fast.
Well, you can, but you can also be held fast.
Oh, you can be held fast.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, right?
Right.
Sorry if this is boring to people, but
No,
you're wrong.
I love these.
These are great.
Keep going. Keep going.
Dust.
You
can
dust you can dust something with
like
powdered sugar, but also
or you can dust it off.
Okay,
Yep.
okay. That's
Lovely.
a good one.
Clip.
You can clip.
You can clip hair and then put a clip in your hair.
Oh shit, you can.
Yeah.
Makes me think the clip is the motion, but it's turned into something. It must have started off being the motion.
Yeah.
Like a clipper is.
Yeah, totally.
that-
Yeah,
that-
I think that is the thing.
Yeah.
And this one you're never going to guess. Last one on this list. Cleave. That actually is the last one on the list. That's funny. Yeah.
That's the one that I always think of when I mentioned.
For me, it's always
autoaccidents.
banned because I did that. I think it's Blake, but I did that poem I went to college for poetry, and we did this graduate level class, and because I was anyway, I took graduate level classes, and we were breaking down one, and we did a whole thing on like kind of language that can fight itself. Essentially, it wasn't all auto antonyms, but it's just like poems that use language to like, well, I'm using this word in this context, and then the next stanza down, it's an entirely different context, and it's like the way that like you can kind of make words fight.
Yeah.
And it was really fun, and auto antonyms are great.
Rock'em Sock'em Shiny Rocks.
Yeah.
Okay, I have two.
Rock'em Sock'em Rimball.
I do have two more.
Oh, that's so bad. Shut up, Alex.
Yeah.
Please, you have two more.
Okay. I think you're going to like both of them.
Yeah.
First, lickspittle.
Lickspittle is someone who sucks up to somebody else.
Yes,
Yeah.
sycophant.
Yes.
And the second, pillock.
Pillock is, it's like a pejorative. Oh God, I just know it as like an insult. It's like, pillock.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I just know it as like a general
it means
pejorative.
a stupid, foolish person.
Okay, yeah. I was actually pretty close there. Yeah,
They're both pejoratives.
general pejorative. Yeah,
You call somebody a you don't call somebody a lickspittle because you think it's cool.
No.
Oh shit, we've done lickspittle before, haven't we? Or something really close to it.
Let me tell you something about my memory. I was recording John and Alex Hate Stuff the other day, and I made a comment to John about there was an actress in the movie we're covering about how she was in Old as well, the M. Night Shyamalan movie. And I said, yeah. I was like, we can do that again. It'll be the first movie we ever cover twice. Guess what movie we've never done? I have 100% memory of talking to John for an hour about M. Night Shyamalan's Old, and we never did it on the show. So much to the point, I looked it up because I thought John might be fucking with me. And no. So when you say, have we done this on the show before? I don't know, because apparently I'm a fucking moron.
You mean a pillock?
I'm a pillock.
But at least you're not a lickspittle.
Yeah, all those lickspittle listeners out there. All right. So those are some shiny rocks. Let us hit pause for 1 second.
All right. It's time for me to have a more agreeable beer, one that won't punch me in the face with hops.
Ooh, what's that one?
This is the Trail Time Summer IPA from Hopworks. It's a delicious. It's one of those like really nicely balanced IPAs that I was talking about. I love that.
I'm trying to, in my head, because you've got that Illuminati beer. There's a joke somewhere with Weissbier and Weishaupt, the guy that founded the Illuminati, but I can't figure it out. So, Audience at home, I just gave you the ingredients. Please bake a joke cake in the form of an Adam Weishaupt, a Weissbier, or it's overly haupt. Overly haupt. That's not bad because there's too much hops.
Overly haupt.
That's not terrible.
It's overhaupt.
Yeah.
Season 3, episode 6. The Monster is kind of a trash throwaway episode.
You know what's interesting about this episode, though? My favorite episode of the series. Oh, I love it so much.
You are a lickspittle and a pillock.
No, it's so good. So here's what I love. Finn and Jake rapping and a lot of Lumpy Space Princess. I mean, just fill my heart with joy, people.
Finn and Jake rapping was the second best part of the episode.
Sadly right. What was the first, though?
Oh, the wolves.
Okay,
so we both watched this on HBO Max, and I have to ask you, when you started this episode, did it start with the wrong intro?
Yes, it started with
the Fiona and Cake intro. I was so excited. I was like, a Fiona and Cake episode. I didn't think this happened until
very
later.
much opposite thought while that was happening, because I don't like Fiona and Cake episodes. But Fiona and Cake entry. Also, there's a spot in the middle that just stops.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, you didn't get, because it stopped. I went fast forward 10 seconds, worked. I'm like, I don't want to skip 10 seconds. Went back 10. still won't play.
Whoa. Oh, yeah. Mine.
Restarted by app, went to there, stopped at the same spot.
Oh, interesting. Mine did not do that.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Wow, that's weird. Yeah, so this episode is a little screwed up on HBO Max, or as they're just calling it now, Max.
Which is unfortunate that this is screwed up, because what a great episode.
Yeah, it's okay. You can skip this one and you'll be fine.
Oh my God, skip this one.
So there's a monster terrorizing these little farmers, and it turns out it's Lumpy Space Princess.
Sorry.
I do like the Finn and Jake rapping. I thought that was good. I love the music that's up in this show.
That's fine.
I'm always happy when Finn and Jake make music.
I just don't like Finn rapping. It just bothers me. One of my main annoyances with this episode is that it's all been done in previous episodes. So a monster that's in the disguise of something else. It was like that episode with the pokey people that they thought it was Jake. Running with wolves when under the influence of something else.
Yep.
Was done previously. LSP being in the woods and then being confused, being covered in schmutz and been done previously. So it's just like kind of rehashed stuff, and then there's no real interesting thing. Except for, and I'm going to tell you the best part of the episode, because you're wrong earlier. The best part of the episode is when those guys are in the trees.
Oh, God, yes.
And they fall down, and the one guy goes, hey, how do we get back to your village? He's like, oh, man, I don't remember.
Howard knows.
Howard remembers.
And then Howard falls out of a tree. Oh, my God. Okay, you're right. That was comedic genius.
There is something incredibly funny about a weird fantasy world. People living in trees, monsters, and that guy's name is Howard. It's really amusing to me. And that's the only positive thing I have to say about this episode.
In a D&D campaign that I'm playing, and we had an NPC recently where the DM was like struggling to come up with a name and named them Charmander.
Beautiful. Yeah. Char.
Yeah, so the episode is kind of dumb, but there is that great sequence where the farmers are falling out of trees. You know what? And they do this again too. Isn't there a sequence later on, maybe in this exact same village with Marceline?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
During the vampire storyline?
I don't remember.
Okay. Well,
I mean, that's not to say it doesn't. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I recall to you at the time that I thought I did an entire episode on the movie Old. That didn't happen. My brain is melting.
I took so few notes on this episode because there was just nothing of interest going on.
Did you notice?
There's no interesting trivia on this episode.
Well, did you notice that LSP sounds different in this episode?
No.
Oh, really? I thought her voice sounded different.
It's still Pendleton.
That's what I thought, but it had a different, like, I don't know how to say this word, timbre. Like,
you guys.
But is that timbre? Is that?
Maybe.
Is that the right pronunciation?
You mean timber?
No, there's like,
yeah, Timbre.
Yeah.
Timber.
No, but there's you know what?
Is it timbre? I'm cool with it being timbre. I've never heard that word said out loud before.
Me neither.
It's like macabre. I used to call it
macabre.
Macabre.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't everybody?
Yeah. That actually annoyed me when I found out that that's one of the, like, you're kind of, I said macabre, and then like I said, like, the correct pronunciation is, it's kind of more like macabre, and it's like, I don't like that word anymore.
No, the proper translation is macabre.
No, it's macabre. There's like a
it's French
at the end. Yeah.
So
which annoyed me because but macabre is so much better.
I think macabre.
Yeah, but that sounds like a weird Old Testament book, the Book of Macabre.
The Book of Macabrees. It's a very sad book. Super mopey.
The Book of Macabre is all like and Noah went out into the woods and found Halloween decorations, and lo, Jack Skellington came around the corner and found whatever else they sell at Hot Topic.
I am the angel Macabriel.
There was something else. Oh, the other thing I liked, and it is ruined by I don't like a Lumpy Space Princess, but I did like her living with the wolves and then being so attracted to the drama that she invents that Tony is cheating on Jessica.
It's so LSP.
It's kind of it's great if I read the script, I'd be like, oh, this is so good. But then watching in the episode, I was like, I don't like LSP. I don't like all of it. It's like, ugh, whatever. I was friends with someone for a little while that her favorite character on the show is Lumpy Space Princess. She's like, oh, that's so me. And I had to like kind of back off a little bit because I'm like, if you were like Lumpy Space Princess, I wouldn't like you. Like, we wouldn't be friends right now.
Oh yeah, I would never be friends with Lumpy Space Princess. She's contagious.
Only if she bites you.
Yeah, that's called contagious.
Yeah. The other fun thing is, when LSP says that they're still fat, so that's why they're probably not hungry.
Oh God,
It's a funny line again on the script.
it is.
Pretty funny.
But like LSP is pretty lumpy herself.
Yeah, but that's her natural way.
I think that's how the farmers are built too, because they all look like that, even the babies.
Yeah, they look like those like Mr. People
round.
things. Yeah.
Okay, time for the wolf story.
Wolves. I'm pretty sure you told this earlier.
No, I didn't.
No,
tell this.
remember in that episode we did about old? You told this wolf story. No, please go ahead.
I mean, unless we have anything else to say about it.
Oh God, no. I have nothing to say about this
Hold
episode.
on. I think the only piece of interesting trivia in this episode is that Finn and Jake do reference. Okay, so it's a double reference, right? So they do reference that they discovered LSP's hobo lifestyle back in the episode Heat Signature, which is also a previous wolf episode.
Oh, that actually is pretty good.
Yeah.
That's actually now that's now my favorite thing about this episode.
All right, so I told everybody at the beginning that I would talk a little bit more about
Wolverine and the X-Men.
No, Loop-Illuminati.
Oh, my
Loop-Illuminati.
mistake.
So yes, this beer, the name of this beer does seem to have a reference to wolves, and the reason is because of the history of our knowledge of hops. So Pliny the Elder, who was a late classical Roman author who was killed by Mount Vesuvius, wrote this enormous book called
Who the Elder?
Pliny.
Interesting pronunciation.
I'm trying
Eric
to say
claimed
it right.
earlier that Pliny.
I didn't claim. It's just how I say it because it's one of those words that I'd only read and never heard out
But
loud.
I like it. I like that you say Linux.
Pliny the Elder. He wrote this incredibly enormous book called Natural History that is just filled with like lore, much of which is just stupid and wrong. But also, there's a translation problem in bringing like ancient Latin texts into more modern language in that there's a lot of plants and animals that we just don't know what the hell they were talking about.
Yeah, like that one that like keeps you from getting pregnant. That was like this.
Silphium?
Oh, nice, well done. Yeah,
No,
exactly.
Silphium is different. Silphium is extinct.
No, I know, but it's just like this. We don't know what it is. And then somebody recently found like a kind of sister species. Like, oh yeah, that thing that we've known about this entire time.
Yeah,
yeah. It was just like because it's ancient shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyhow, Pliny wrote about a plant called Lupus salictarius, which translates as wolf of the willows. And nobody's really sure what that was for a long time. And then in the 16th century, this Bavarian botanist named Leonhard Fuchs said that it was hops.
Yeah.
And he was the only, as far as I know, he's the first person to make the claim. And that claim has just been propagated over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's the first meme.
Yeah, basically, it's the first meme. But it ended up being in the first and only translation of Pliny the Elder's book to English, which happened in the 1800s. And so there's this whole lore, this whole legend in the beer making community about how Pliny the Elder is the one who discovered hops, the first wrote about hops, who gave them their name, et cetera, et cetera. And the legend is so persistent that one of the most famous and sought after super hoppy beers is actually named Pliny the Elder.
I think I've had Pliny the Elder.
You probably have. It's a very famous, really well known and sought after beer. It's made by Russian River. It's a delicious beer.
I have. Yeah.
They help keep the legend alive, even though when you really look at it, we have no idea how hops. We don't know who the first person who read about hops was, and it definitely, it almost certainly was not the wolf.
Oh, sure, yeah. Let me tell you a fun story about Pliny the Elder and Pliny the Younger. Double story. 1, in my novel Periphery, the reason that John the Elder and John the Younger are called that is because of Pliny, because I thought that was fun.
Oh.
2, do you know how Pliny died? It's hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Pliny the Elder was in Vesuvius when, or he was in Pompeii.
Or Herculaneum.
Yeah, he was in the one that's on the ocean, on the coast, when Vesuvius started erupting. And he went back into town. Well, we don't really know exactly what happened because the evidence we have is from a letter from Pliny the Younger.
Yes.
Who, of course, wanted to make his uncle sound heroic.
Yeah, not a dumb fuck.
But apparently, Pliny the Elder went back into the town to try to save people, and when he got back, they couldn't launch the ships. There was like too much ash falling or something.
Well,
like that.
the other part of the story is that he thought that if he put a wet rag over his face, it would stop him from breathing in the stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That he was so confident because it's part of it. It's almost like the hubris kind of thing.
I mean, I would have tried that if I had nothing else to try.
I mean, what I would have tried is staying on the fucking ship.
Well, he was on the shore already. He was like living there, visiting there. Like he had a chance to go to the ship, but he tried to go save people.
Cool. Get on the ship. You're like one of the smartest people in the world.
Yeah, okay,
get on the ship.
He was one of the smartest people in the world, but at the same time, he had zero practical experience with volcanoes.
Dude, I have zero practical experience.
But
if one's going off behind me.
You can watch movies about them and documentaries about them. You're not the smartest person in the world, right? So the smartest person in the world is already telling you what to do about volcanoes. So you know, you have better knowledge. You've watched that Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah. Was that Dante's Peak?
Yes. God. There, for some reason, there must have been a point in time when it was just being like shown over and over on cable. I've seen that movie like 5 times.
Yeah, same. Never wanted to watch it, but
I have.
Apparently the city is Stabii.
Is that where he was?
Stabiae.
Stabii. Oh, I hate it when they have all those vowels.
I hate a Roman city.
Rome, this is why you fell. It's your fucking vowels.
But yeah. Dude,
get your vowels together.
Why are you throwing an AE at the end? You're Rome, asshole. Fucking get that Greek shit out of here. Okay, let's stop talking.
All right. Okay, are we wrapping up the episode?
We're done. We're wrapping up the episode.
Would you like me to tell people where to find us?
There's nothing I would like more on this planet.
All right. Here's what I'm going to advise you to do today. This is your call to action. Go and visit our website, whizbizpodcast.com. As we discussed earlier, we're probably going to be changing around our social media a little bit. You'll still be able to find us on Instagram and TikTok at whizbizpodcast. I'm sure our Twitter account will remain there, but we might stop using it soon. So instead, look for us on Blue Sky. I can't tell you what our Blue Sky handle will be yet because we haven't gotten it, but hopefully it will be WizBiz Podcast.
Yeah, likely. I can't imagine that it's... Sorry, I just have to interrupt you for 1 second.
Okay.
At some point, Microsoft Edge just installed a goddamn search bar behind my... I gave you no permissions for that. Sorry, I just got furious.
Oh, it sounds like somebody in the room is using proprietary software.
I've never opened my Microsoft Edge on purpose.
It sounds like somebody in this room is using proprietary software and is mad at the way proprietary software works.
I don't use Microsoft Edge.
If you don't want to deal with
I use
proprietary
Chrome.
software...
Chrome. It was stolen from Linux.
I'm laughing at you, Windows boy.
Yeah.
Anyhow, thank you for listening to WizBiz Podcast with Alex and Eric. WizBiz with Alex and Eric. We hope that you come back next episode. We would love to hear from you. Please come and find us on our new Blue Sky account and give us a follow and give us a shout out. Please tell one friend about this podcast. And also, please tell us how much you love Lumpy Space Princess.
Yeah. Rub it in my stupid face.
Right. Adieu. Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye.
Yeah. Swiss lady, I think. Bye.
Say goodbye to your dog.